Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Australians, giving you a quick update. This is a newsflash for the people, nothing to do with mainstream media, of course. We've just had some rather unusual events unfolding in the last 24 hours. We had a storm that came out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. Very unusual lightning bolts were witnessed. Still, we do have a lot of storms that go through every year, and it's not unusual for lots of trees to come down and for the power to go out. So my power's been out for well over 24 hours now. They're telling me that it might be on later tonight. Who knows? AusNet is owned by the Chinese, CCP, just so people are aware of that. So we've got a very unusual storm. Lots of rain, very heavy rain, and very strong winds. I've lived out in hills areas now for well over 3 decades, and I have never ever seen the sky so polluted after such a massive downpour of rain and strong winds. Extremely unnatural. So looks like we're sitting in a cloud of pollution. It's almost as thick as when we had the bushfires. The air is thick. Shouldn't be that way. Not after a lot of rain and strong winds. It's extremely unusual, shall we say. Start questioning it, people. So we've got an unusual storm. We've got skies that look like we're just covered in pollution after the air has been cleared by lots of rain and wind. Thirdly, Melbourne's water is now contaminated. How does that happen? How does water get contaminated after a storm? I don't think that's ever happened in history. Not here in Australia. Got a lot of really unusual things happening. People, you need to start questioning it. They are shutting down the hills. They are blocking us in. You cannot get across the mountains anymore. They're basically blocking the roads closer and closer into Melbourne, so you can't get it really out past Hillsville anymore. So we've got those 3 very unusual things that are occurring. We are also, anybody who's been heavily promoting the gathering on the 5th of September is now being targeted. So I know of a couple of people's places now that police have raided them and taken their computers and their phones for promoting a peaceful gathering that is to be held in light and peace against these tyrannical government. Now, we have rights. We have the right to gather. We have the right to freedom of movement. We have the right to freedom of speech. We are living as slaves. Australia, you have got to stand up. Everybody needs to stand up on the 5th of September in every capital city, in particular Melbourne. They are threatening people with unlawful fines. This is something you need to understand. They are unlawful. They are not adhering to their own Biosecurity Act of 2015. They are all in breach. They are in breach of our Constitution. They are in breach of our human rights. We have got roadworks. Roadworks is everywhere. It's all over Melbourne. Even spotted it out in the hills today, out in some of the really rural outer towns. Brand new 5G lights going up everywhere. So we need to ask people, we are the news, we are the media. Everybody, please start looking around, start taking note of all your new facial recognition surveillance lights, basically, that are going up everywhere. Take note and question, why is the air quality like this? Take note and start questioning, why is Melbourne's water polluted? Why is it contaminated all of a sudden? All I can say is we need everybody to stand up and rise up. Our forefathers fought for this country. They actually sacrificed their lives. So if the worst scenario for us is to be fighting unlawful fines in court, bring it on. $1,652 fines, $20,000 fines, bring it on. We'll take you to court. We will take you to court. Innocent people, peace-loving people are being kept as slaves. Australians, in particular here in Victoria, your acquiescence has brought about this situation. So it is partially our fault. You are happy to wear masks. You are happy to be locked up in curfew. You basically have allowed this to happen. Your acquiescence has allowed this to happen. I don't know what has happened to Australians. You've just been 24/7 fear-mongering through the TV. Turn your TVs off. Stand up, Australians. I will see everybody on the 5th of September. I hope I see everybody on the 5th of September in light, in love, in peace, and lawfully. We will stand against this evil tyranny. God bless everybody. We need to get the true criminals out of government. All these pedophiles sitting in the judicial system and in Parliament. They are not looking out for the best interests of the people. It appears as though the UN has taken us over as well. We're under a foreign military acting as police, or a pseudo martial law, shall we say. But we know this black flag with the blue line is UN. We're in dire straits, Australia, and if you don't stand up, it's going to get worse. Stand up. Peace, love, light, and lawfully. I will die standing on my feet rather than living a life on my knees as a slave to this corrupt system. God bless everyone. Stop being afraid and start questioning what is going on. Let's stand up and get our country back. Get rid of these criminals.